Hey Goombas, welcome back to the channel. And today's video, I'm going to answer a couple questions, but the number one question I get all the time from people that have moved out of South Philly or want to move to South Philly and that are Italian, they want to know, is South Philly still Italian? Yes, South Philly is still mostly Italian. It's just not all Italian anymore. The neighborhoods have become a lot more diverse over the past few decades. So the neighborhood's changed a lot. Let me show you what that looks like. The Italian market, it's still operating and full of shops that have been there for generations. Think De Bruno's, Esgro's, and Toludo's. Churches like St. Paul's are serving a large Italian community. Bocce courts and Italian clubs are still active. Festivals like the Italian Festival on 9th Street. Italian restaurants and bakeries are everywhere. Termini Brothers, Ralph's, Mara's, Dante Luigi's, and many still run by the same families. But also now, Vietnamese, Cambodian, and Chinese families moved into the area, especially near Washington Avenue and below Snyder. Faux spots and Asian supermarkets now sit next to Italian bakeries. Mexican and Central American populations have brought new businesses. Gentrification has brought in a new wave of residents, mostly younger, often white and college educated, leading to yoga studios, cafes, and new housing developments. To give it a bit more context, Philadelphia as a whole reports around 6.8% of individuals claiming Italian ancestry. But in South Philly, the Italian American community remains the largest and oldest, concentrated especially in zip codes like 19145, which is about 24% Italian, 19148, which is 21% Italian, and 19147, which is 17% Italian. So South Philly is still Italian in heart and history. It's just more of a mixed layer of neighborhoods now. The summers in Philly, man, can be brutal. I mean, think about it. All you're doing is walking up tar-covered streets, cement pavements, brick houses. It's one big, gigantic oven. It gets so hot. And sometimes, even when the next day is cooler, it's still hot because all the bricks and cement are still hot. It's just, they're still cooked from the day before. So these things over here were our best friends when we were kids, right? Look at this. The fire plug. To some people, the fire hydrant. They're located on every street. They were our swimming pools for the streets. Everybody would run up, put their butts on the fire plug and create this gigantic wave and soak the house across the street, and would go into their basement. They'd get pissed off and come out and yell at us, and we'd have to lower it, and then we'd go out and turn it up again. We would turn the fire plug up so high that like the smaller kids, when they walked in front of it, they would just shoot across the street. And what was cool about the fire plug, our fire plug on Wilder Street was right outside of my house, so it was considered mine. Like we thought of it as our fire plug. And my father knew somebody that got to mold a copy of a wrench. So we would go out there anytime. It would be like another faucet to the house. We'd just go out there anytime, turn the fire plug on. People would knock on the door. Hey, Nick, we want the kids to play outside. Can you turn the fire plug on? My father would come out, turn the fire plug on. The cops would come around, right? The cops would come around, shut it down. They never wanted to, but they had to. You know, the kids were having fun. They would shut it down. And then 15 minutes later, we'd come out with the wrench again, turn it back on. Mr. Softy, good humor, used to come around, park on the corners or come up the street and park and just stay there, man. And we would run, we'd take a break, we'd get ice cream. It would be like a whole day. It was like just a day of fun for kids in the city, man. And we didn't need anything but that little street, a fire plug. The fire plugs were on all over the city, and the water pressure was going down, which is not good in case there's a fire. So the city came out with these sprinklers that we would put on the you know, cap on the fire plug, and it would just be this sprinkler thing. But we just ripped those things off. It wasn't as fun. It wasn't as much water coming out. And if you didn't have a sprinkler, we would drill holes, right? Remember, we would drill holes in the cap that was already on the fire plug and make our own kind of sprinkler. They were more fun than the city provided sprinklers. I'm gonna make a quick stop over one of my places, homegrown in South Philly, get a nice iced coffee. It's a little too hot to get a hot coffee, so let's go see what's up. Look at this. Look who I run into, right?
Let's go. Mickey Lance.
Right off the bat. Yeah, so seriously, homegrown's one of like my favorite places in South Philly. If you come here, if you live here, whatever, go try them out. They're on what street is this? Hick Street, 2400 Hicks, right on the corner. They got great coffee, great food, great sandwiches. One of my favorite places to go to, and it is 100% Philly in there. So some really sad news, guys. We lost another South Philly staple, and I mean a South Philly staple. Giordano's on 9th Street. The fruit and produce place is closing their doors. The building's being sold, and the future of the property is unknown at this particular time. But the owners of the building, of the business, want to move on. It's understandable. It's been there over 100 years, I think. I'm definitely close to that, 100 years. And that was a true 100% staple, a South Philly staple, gone. Very sad, very, very sad, but I wish the owners the best. Yo guys, I'm on East Passyunk Avenue, and for those of you who don't know what Passyunk Avenue is, this is the place to come. This place has shops out the wazoo. Shops, coffee shops, burger places, restaurants, all kinds of stuff on Passyunk Avenue. Everything is in walkable distance. That's the best thing about moving to South Philly or coming to South Philly, living in South Philly. Everything is in walking distance. You're near everything. So this area, a lot of people are trying to buy houses here because everything is so close. And for that reason, houses are astronomical. My old home, my father sold his house, I don't know, 15, 20 years ago, I guess. I could be completely wrong. I'm bad with that stuff. For like $50,000. Right now, that's worth up to $400,000, $500,000 for a little row home in South Philly. And people don't care. They're paying for it because they want to be around the avenue. Yo, Gumbaz, I'm at Passyunk and Moore. Remember this place? I don't know about you, and I don't know what this place is like now. That was Cravings. Cravings restaurant. It was cheap, it was good food, and everybody was here. You know, kind of reminded me of the malt shop in Greece. You know, like everybody was in there, everybody knew each other. That's what Cravings was like. The whole neighborhood would go to this place. So you can find anything up here. All right, you can eat, you can get clothes, you can have your hair cut. I mean, this place has everything. It's a very happening, hopping place. All kinds of different kinds of ethnic foods, Italian, Mexican, Chinese, whatever. You can get anything you want up Passyunk Avenue. Here's some news, guys. So if you haven't been around 20th and Penrose near the Penrose Diner, then you're going to be surprised when you see this huge traffic circle that they built here. You know, guys, I was a little skeptical about it, but I kind of like it now because it not only looks good, but it serves a purpose. There would be crashes and accidents here all the time. So the only problem now is a lot of people in Philadelphia don't know how to drive in a circle, right? They just don't know. So here's a tip. If you're waiting to get into the circle, everybody in the circle has the right of way. You have to wait until you get in there. It's not, here it's my turn, your turn, like at a stop sign. That also goes for pedestrians and bikers too, because they made these pathways for pedestrians and bikers to get across, because this was like deadly. To cross the street at 20th and Penrose was crazy. The people on the bikes, the pedestrians and the bikers also have the right of way. You have to wait for them and then you could go. So here's an example of how this is working so far. Just people walking right in the middle of the road when there's crosswalks. You can't win, man. You cannot win. So Goombas, I want to apologize for something. I've been doing this channel for a while now, and I've realized, and I've done this unintentionally, I want you guys to know that I always talk, when I talk about South Philly, I always talk Italian South Philly. Now I know there's other cultures and stuff in South Philly, but I only talk about South Philly because Italian South Philly, because that's what I grew up as. So please don't take offense to that. I really don't mean that, because when I say Goomba, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, when I say Goomba, welcome Goombas to this channel, I mean everybody. I don't care if you're black, white, Asian, Mexican, I mean everybody. The only way we survive in this crazy world is for good people to come together. And that's it. You know, I mean, because I got all kinds of friends. That's just who I am. I don't care who you are. And I don't want that channel, I don't want this channel to be like that. I want it to be all inclusive. If you're a good person, welcome to the channel, and you are my Goomba. All right, guys, until next time, I hope you like the way I did this video. It's a little different. I had to shake it up a little bit. People were getting bored, and I started running out of things to do. So, and I want to keep it going because I think it's important. So, this channel from here on in is going to be a little more informative about what's going on in South Philly, and it's going to grow from here. All right, guys, so if you have any questions, if you have any ideas for me to cover in South Philly, any stories you think that are good to cover on this channel, let me know. And Goombas, and I mean all of yous, I'll see you next time.